Welcome to 108 Gate, where the energies are swishing around. Information, inspiration coming in. So, today's reading, the word is safe. What do you think of when you hear the word safe? You see the word safe. What do you feel in relation to it, in the sense of, do you feel safe? If yes, how? If no, why not? How? What would make you feel safer? What makes you feel unsafe? Do you feel more safe now than you have in the past? Or do you feel unsafer now than you have in the past? How do you intend on making yourself feel safer? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, safe. Safe. There's a lot of energies going through. I've got very strange energies running through my ears. Do words help you feel safe? If someone speaks to you in a certain way, does it make you feel safe? If someone speaks to you in another way, it makes you feel unsafe. Triggers things, and I'm saying trigger, but provokes things, invokes things. So here we go. Peony, health. Focus on all parts to make the whole. For you to feel truly safe, all of you needs to feel embodied, encompassed. It's kind of the whole being needs to be safe. If you have one aspect that's not feeling so safe, how does that impact others? You felt safe in one way, and then all of a sudden someone says something, someone does something, and then it jerks you to feel unsafe. Or the other way, you feel unsafe, and then someone says something to reassure you, then all of a sudden you feel safe. How delicate are we as a species? How sensitive? Are we considerate of ourselves? Are we considerate of others? Are others considerate of you? Lots of questions coming up. Okay, here we go, another one. True feelings within you is all you need to know. Right. So your safety, it feels like the pace must abate before it's too late. Right, yes, it feels like there's a connection with the self which is required to bring in your own level of safety, another sense of safety, another degree of safety. So wherever you're feeling safe now, that can be improved on, it can be refined, it can be deepened. Where you're feeling unsafe, feeling how you're feeling unsafe, and what can you be doing, how can you be doing it to feel safe, safer. What is the importance of safe? Now I'm going to word it carefully. As someone who's worked with a lot of different clients from different cultures, different parts of the world, in different ways, sometimes it's been through their personal energy, sometimes it's been through more of a coaching space, sometimes it's been through readings, sometimes it's been through their environment. One of the things that's really prominent, and I really make a point about, is if we have big changes to make, the level of safety we feel sometimes can change the whole process of how we make that change. For example, when we hear about a lot of the self-help stuff and that or whatever, it's like, if you feel scared, do it anyway. And it's like, yes, I agree on some level, but then there are some things that are like deep emotional traumas or deep emotionally unsafe spaces, unsafe perspectives, unsafe emotions, unsafe situations, raw rawness. It's like a feeling of rawness coming in that can't warrant just running in wild and crazy without it being self-destructive and without it kind of setting oneself up for failure. And what I mean by failure is, if that safety net is not there, there's more likelihood of a panic to come in than there is to actually make a decisive, educated choice. And what I mean by educated is mean actually understanding your situation, circumstances, and where you need to be heading in a way that's actually beneficial to yourself. An informed choice, rather. So as you're going forward and you make an informed choice, the safety level increases, because you can then assess with a rational kind of more still place, and gauge with your emotions, gauge with the situation, gauge with the resources, which way is safe to go, which way is not safe to go, which way is a risk, but you calculate the risk, and then you can kind of put yourself in a position where you have a safety net. Right, I can invest in, for example, I can put 1,000 into crypto, for example. This is just an example. I'm not saying do it. Because I have 10,000 already sitting in my savings, there's a safety net there going into a new place that you don't know. It's new terrain, new territory, a new way of looking at money, but there's a level of safety knowing that there's a safety point there. If you go to take the whole 11,000 and put it into, and then just like wing it, the safety, that the risk is increased. So are there situations in which you can decrease the risk and still take the steps forward? Decrease the risk yet still take steps forward. It may be, it's like I'm seeing a image of a lake that's frozen over, and it's kind of got a crack appearing in it. Now, do you need to go on the lake, or are you just going for a kick, for an adrenaline rush? Well, then just don't. Would you go? Just come back. Don't go when it's got a crack in it. Now, if there's a dog or something that's like fallen and you need to go and rescue it, then it's a whole different thing. Then the risk is increased a bit, but also the need to do it is increased a bit. So it's about, the other day there was a reading about waiting too long until the pressure point gets too uncomfortable and then you just explode. Then the other point is like just exploding when you have other safety nets available to utilise first. How do you go about it? 5 of Wands, there's a conflict. True feelings within you is all you need to know. Where are you feeling like there's, because you may be hypersensitive to risk, hypersensitive to survival emotions, hypersensitive to fight or flight or frozen, that your conflict is coming from somewhere that it doesn't even need to be coming. Everything seems to be like picking conflict. It's like it's activating a conflict that might not even be there. When you start mastering this health, focus on all the parts to make the whole. Look at the whole picture. Is it a realistic sense of insecurity, sense of feeling unsafe? Or is it that there's something else making you feel more raw and therefore responding to something in a way that it appears to be really unsafe? The risk is too high, can't go forward. How can you minimise the risk? How can you put yourself in the position where you've got a safety net? Right, if I go this far forward, if it works out, I can keep going forward. If it doesn't work out, I haven't lost the whole 11 grand. I've lost just part of the 1,000 or just the 1,000. Learn from my lessons, move on. I'm not saying abandon it completely, but like, how did I learn in that process? Learn from it, learn from it, learn from it. Put your safety net down. Get your safety nets. Look for the safety nets. Where have you got safety nets available that you haven't been utilising? Because to progress, you're going to have that fear come up regardless. You're going to have those questions come up. The difference is, how have you equipped yourself when you're going up a mountain and you have a safety harness, or you have certain clips to make sure you're secure? It's not 100% guaranteed that everything's going to go hunky-dory. You can't predict the weather, you can't predict animals and this, that and the other. But at the same time, you make sure that you've got all the safety gear that you possibly can have. You make sure you've got the correct clothing, you've got the correct amount of food, you've got the correct this, you've got the correct that. All the things that can be measured and provided for and prepped, doing that. Therefore, if anything does come towards you untoward and threatens your safety, you've still got some kind of foundation you can leverage on. That is going to then help you turn the wheel a lot easier. Stop. The pace must abate before it's too late. Queen of Wands. So then the Queen of Wands is going to sense when it's a good time to go, when it's not a good time to go. Right, something feels a bit weird here. I'm not quite sure. It's all new. I don't know if it's a safe thing. I don't know if it's just going to be over cautious. It's better to be cautious. And then measure it, assess it, evaluate it. Then from there, you make an informed choice, informed decision, informed with what requirements are, what the requirements are, what resources do you need, what's this, what's that, who's good to talk to about this, who's not good to talk to about this. I've been here before, this is what I did then. Will it work in this situation? Do I need to tweak something? Do I need to pivot somewhere? What do I need to do? Queen of Wands is going to be in charge of that. She's going to bring it forward and she's going to do an absolutely amazing job as long as you're being honest with yourself. Don't let people pull you off your path. Strength. In the masculine energy, going forward with strength, it's like knowing, my throat keeps going funny for the last few readings, knowing you have the strength within you to give you that energy and momentum to catapult you forward through the fears. Wow, that's really weird feeling. It's like I've been trying to, like my voice is trying to push through something. Three of Wands, looking ahead. You can't predict everything. Like, look out to the, it's Five of Wands again. That's 7. What's, okay, sorry. No, it's not, it's 9. I'm really sorry. I can count. I promise. So when I was seeing it, they looked like they were together. And as I saw this one, then they're all of a sudden separated. So to me, that's feeling like you see something, like I'm seeing it like this, like how the tuning fork is split, but it's one tuning fork. And then if I saw it like that, then it's 2. That's how I was seeing it. That was interesting. Okay. So problems occurring if we're not truthful with ourselves. If we see the 9, we see the 9. Therefore, it's a different kind of mastery of what's got to be done. Looking at things accurately, that's what's coming up. If you see conflict, you're going to get conflict. If you see, okay, I've got something here that I've got to master it. Go with strength. Go forward with strength. It's all about perspective. Literally, I just did it for you, right in front of your eyes. 5 of Cups, 3 down, 2 remaining. Pick up the 2 you got. Go. Safety net. Right, that wants another one. That wants another one. And that wants another one. Again, see the wands. Some conflicts are there and they're real. Some conflicts are there in one's mind because of having dealt with a conflict that's similar to the situation. It's looking at the details. It's looking at the truth of it. Cosmic mirror. Don't look at things through a dirty filter. Don't look at things through a filter. Try and look at it in the most purest connection with your own emotion. The whole picture, connecting with your own emotion. Slow down if you need to. Then you're going to see exactly which steps you're going to take forward. It'll become apparent. Right, I'm going to leave that there. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, and please join us. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you're informed of other readings that are coming up. And for now, again, peace and love.